I heard a quote from Kuzi that I guess he had been looking at film, and he knows where to shoot on Fleury, and he scored in that game. And maybe
yeah,
they
but he
are
scored
finding
at a
some
ridiculous
spots.
angle. He was basically sideways.
No, you're thinking of the Kuzi goal. I'm talking about the Burakovsky goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you just said Kuzi.
No, I think I said Bura.
Yeah.
My guy Bura.
I always have felt like Fleury's fine, but that we were just shooting him right at him. We were making him look a little better.
A lot of them are right in,
a lot
right
better than, I'm just tired of this narrative that the Caps are always running into a hot goalie who's standing on their head. They just weren't good enough shooting, and I think they were better in the third period.
By the way,
agree with you.
We got some clarification from earlier when I asked why isn't a shot that rings off the goalpost considered a shot on goal, and I guess somebody called in and said it's only considered a shot on goal if it would go in the net if the goalie wasn't standing there. And my response to that is stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you ring one off the post, I'm sorry, that should be considered a shot on goal.
I mean, it could bounce either way. It could bounce. It could ricochet into the net. It could ricochet out. I mean, it's.
Well,
I would agree they should change that.
I think it should be a shot on goal if you're actually just shooting it on goal. I know they have separate shots.
I think it's.
But if it's 6 inches to the side, that's not a shot on goal.
Correct.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
I don't have a problem with that, but if it hits the
I'm not a detailed hockey stat guy. I'm not Neil Greenberg. I don't know anything about Corsi. I've heard Corsi a million times. I don't know what that means, but I do know that if it rings off the post, that should be an SOG, shot on goal.
Yeah, I like it.
But I do think it's an overrated stat when they say the Penguins, who
I agree.
are, what are they? They're 7-2 or 7-3 in the playoffs thus far, that they've been outshot in every game except for one.
Are you a little disappointed? Okay, so great third period, but the first 40 minutes were nothing to write home about.
Very black.
And when you're facing elimination, I think it should scare you. I think it should scare you quite a bit.
What,
Definitely
did they play
should.
that way for the
Yeah,
first two?
I mean, why not more sort of urgency? And I didn't think Holtby looked early. One kind of through him, cleaned it up, and played much better, I thought.
I mean, I thought they
don't
came
know.
out in that first, the first 10 minutes. I thought they were on fire. That's what I saw.
Then Hagelin,
got the goal.
Gross.
They just seem like they're always in the right spots. But then, Burakovsky tied it up. I thought that the first period there was a lot of energy. Second period, no.
The Penguins remind me of a boxer who's a counterpuncher, and counterpunchers can win. They just wait to be attacked, and then they knock you.
Right.
knock
It gets
you back.
me. It gets me salty.
And that's the deal with the Penguins, because they can be supposedly dominated for 10 minutes, and then they'll get one odd man rush.
Yeah.
And the guy will put it right by Holtby.
Gets me bitter when the Caps are in the Pen zone for like seemingly 5 or 6 minutes, and then the Pens get one chance, and because they're lethal and they convert, they're on the board.
Yeah, they're like a counterpuncher or a rope-a-doper. They take the punches, and then bam.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully the Caps survive the punches tonight and force a Game 7.
Also, I thought it was good that, Crosby came back, and it was, they were able to beat him with Crosby. And who was the other guy? Shear, whatever the guy's name.
Connor
Sheary.
Sheary was
He was
back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the other thing. I was really shocked that Crosby was back.
Yeah, their doctor doesn't care about concussions.
I was really surprised. Now, he wasn't much of a factor.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't look himself. But I was surprised he was out there.
Seemed like a pretty quick return.
Yeah.
It shows you,
especially with someone with history of
They
it.
said right away that they thought he'd be able to return and that it wouldn't be a long thing. So it must have been a mild concussion. I know people like to say it's like a pregnancy. You're either concussed or you're not. I believe in severity of concussions, and obviously I think that was a mild one. Because there's no way they would have.
I also believe in severity of situation. So he missed 6 games in the regular season to a concussion. This is the playoffs.
True. But I don't think they would have risked him if they thought like another, average hit would put him out. No. He's got too much riding on it. But I think it was important that they beat him with Crosby. And I don't know what your confidence level is at this point, but I know going into that game, Cakes even said they're not going to. Cakes didn't even think they were going to win Game 5, right? I'm sure you'll say the same thing, that you expect them to lose Game 6.
Yes,
but
that's what I'll say.
They're looking a lot healthier. They're a lot better in this series than they were just 3 days ago. It was a huge win.
Yeah, at least you have a little more optimism going into Game 6.
And if they find a way to sneak this one tonight,
then it's full-on nail-biting Game 7 time.
Game 7 at home.
I don't have any nails left to bite. Down to the nubs.
You're always down to the nubs.
Down to the nubs.
If they win tonight and then they play Game 7 at home,
yeah,
Will you give them the favorite? Will you give them because it's at home?
No.
No, because they can't win 3 in a row.
Playoff history.
Right.
And
Vegas,
playoff
The
history.
Demons.
Vegas might, but Bish won't.
Yeah.
Bish
So many-
doesn't think they're going to win the series.
So many skeletons in the Pens Caps playoff.
By the way,
It's hard to get.
I'm desperate for this. I want them to win this.
By the way, is Bish going over, like at FanFest when you were meeting listeners of the show and they would introduce themselves to you, how would they say your name? Would they say,
50-50.
really? So Bish is growing.
It's starting to turn a little bit. It's growing some legs.
Any Jasons in there?
Never.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, people don't call me that. Besides you guys.
Few people.
I don't call you Jason. I just call you Donk.
Right. Cakes, man, we need it, but they're going to break our hearts.
You think?
Yeah, they're going to do it.
Predicting Game 6 loss for the Caps.
Yeah, but even if they win Game 6, somehow they'll lose Game